And we're back with 843 TV, and we're at the Beaufort County Services for Animals. And now I have a chance to talk to Jared Fralix, who is the administrator here. Whenever I have a chance to speak to him, he lets us know what we need to know regarding tax reform and all those things. So let's dive into it. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thanks, Kathryn.
So what's the hot ticket for 2024?
Yep, so the biggest thing that we're working on as far as tax is a future sales tax. So a transportation tax that County Council is working through the process to approve an ordinance so that it can be on the referendum in November.
And what does that look like?
So it's a 1% tax. It's on roads, just specifically for road projects. And it would be a 15-year program and a little over $1 billion, or $1.6 billion is what it's expected to bring in towards revenue.
And how are people taking that? That's the public thinking, the community.
Yeah, well, so nobody likes the word tax. It might as well be a four-letter word. But what's different is this tax, even though it is an additional tax, it actually isn't, because the green space sales tax, which we currently have, expires at the end of this year. So when that one expires, if this was successful, this one would basically replace. So the current taxes would basically stay the same.
And that's important for us to understand. Like you say, whenever you hear another tax with a new title, you're thinking you're getting an additional taxing, right?
That's right.
But no, we're not. So we're all good. But
Yep.
but importantly, our roads do need help. I mean, our roads are challenged at times, and they
absolutely.
just erode quickly when we have all that weather, right?
Absolutely.
All right. What else is on our hot list?
Well, so on sales tax, I got a question for you.
Oh no.
Interviewing the interviewee.
Okay.
So do you have a retirement account?
Yes.
So most people do, right?
Yes.
So retirement account, what's important is you're saving today for your future self. You're investing in your future self. So your goal is that you provide for your basic needs in retirement. If you're fortunate, then you can keep your standard of living the same in retirement with what you've saved. And if you even have the opportunity, you may have extra funds to increase your quality of life or your experiences during retirement. And lastly, with retirement, if you have stuff left over, then it becomes an inheritance to the ones you love. So with sales tax and investing in our roads, it's very similar. So we know our current needs and capacity right now that we need to improve those. But we also want to look ahead to the future and see what our future needs are going to be. We know by history that we're a growing area. That growth is going to continue, so we're going to continue to need roads and improvements. And then hopefully we can maintain the quality of life that everybody loves here. So enhancing that through roads and making sure you can get to where you're going, or trade can happen via the roads and commerce. And then lastly, the community that we have here, people have done this before. So this is not the first time we've had a sales tax in Beaufort County. We've actually had three. One in 1998. And one in 2006, and one in 2018.
And these are all for?
Those were all road sales taxes.
All road, and they served a purpose for infrastructure.
Absolutely. So just think about Beaufort County if we only had 2 lanes on 170 from Beaufort to Bluffton, or 278 if we only had 4 lanes going to Hilton Head.
Well, I'm having a flashback. I'm worried about 95.
Yeah,
2
absolutely.
lanes. I mean, we're the only state that only has 2 lanes. Sorry about that, right?
DOT is working on that. So
are you really?
They are.
That would make us really happy to know we can have 3 lanes in South Carolina.
Absolutely. So they're working from the state line up to exit 8, and so they have their first project that's going to hit the streets later this year, I believe.
Oh, really? Well, you're bringing good news to us.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like that.
A lot of things going on.
But it's a really important. And as we build new roads, we also have to take care of our old roads. And we have those potholes. We have all kinds of crazy things. But I love to hear that. So what else is important?
So with the sales tax, like I mentioned, the green space will be rolling off at the end of the year. So this would not be additional.
Your green space tax went to what? So refresh our memory.
So it was a 2-year or $100 million, whichever one comes first. So if we've collected $100 million before the end of the year, it would expire at that time. If not, it expires at the end of December.
And the purpose of that tax?
So that was to preserve open space. So roads are important, but we also want to make sure that our open space is preserved. Again, a quality of life enhancement. But similar to green space, the proposed transportation sales tax is only on basic necessities, or it's not on basic necessities, it's only on things beyond that. So it's not on unprepared food at grocery store, or it's not taxed on medication at the pharmacy, or rent, utilities, fuel. None of that's taxed. So the only thing that's taxed is prepared meals, or services, or retail, similar to what is
alcohol,
the same.
tobacco,
and alcohol as well as
and those kinds of things.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's really good to know. Well, before we go too far, we have to take a quick break. So we'll be right back with more 843 TV, and Jared has more to share with us.